Good evening, everyone. So today we will be discussing the Rule 117 of the Rules of Court entitled the Motion to Quash. So motion to quash from the word itself, motion, which means a formal written or oral request, and quash meaning to reject or to annul through a legal or official action. So in simple terms, motion to quash is a formal request made to the court asking it to invalidate, dismiss, or to set aside a certain legal proceeding because it is maybe defective, invalid, or it was issued improperly. So to further understand the contents of the Rule 117 or the motion to quash, let's proceed to the section 1 entitled Time to Move to Quash. So, when ito na mahitabo ang motion to quash? So, at any time before entering this state, the accused may move to quash the complaint or information. So, before the trial formally begins, the accused can ask the court to stop the case if the charge is defective or it was filed wrongly or even if it violates their right. So, nga po makitabo ang motion to quash. Section 2, the form and contents of the motion to quash. So, the motion to quash shall be in writing. So, it must be in a formal written document submitted to the court. It is signed by the accused or his counsel and shall distinctly specify its factual and legal grounds. So, the motion must clearly state the reasons why the complaint or information should be dismissed. The court should consider no ground other than those stated in motion. So, the judge will only evaluate the reasons written in motion. So, if a ground is not mentioned, then it is considered waived. So, later on, it will be discussed by my classmates the legal grounds and factual grounds for motion to quash. So, let's see. Exact lack of jurisdiction over the offense. So, the only exception here is that even if the accused does not raise it, the court must always check whether it has jurisdiction over the case. So if it has none, then the case must be dismissed anytime, even without a mention. That's all I can do.
So good morning, ma'am. I am Aluja Misola, and today I will be discussing motion to quash. So what is motion to quash? Motion to quash means motion to dismiss or dismissing a case or dismissing the information. So that's the essence of motion to quash. Motion to dismiss. So under the rule of 117 section 3 of the revised rules of criminal procedure in the Philippines, an accused can move to quash a complaint or information on the grounds including first, that the facts charged do not constitute an offense. So, ang gilao nga di, there is a failure to charge an offense. Kay kung kuwang ang element ng crime, then you can file motion to quash on the ground do not constitute an offense. So, like for example, if an crime is rape, so kailangan or yakasulat nga to na there's a carnal knowledge na may forced intimidation. Kay kung wara ang isang ngadto, then you can file motion to quash or there's a failure. So, and then second, letter B, that the court trying the case has no jurisdictions over the offense charge. So, there's a lack of jurisdictions over the offense charge. So, like for example, pag 6 years below ang case, so dapat under siya sa MTC. And then pag above 6 years, ang kaso yan siya sa RTC. So, halimbawa, magkatagitan ng duha ka kaso na there's a rape case or acts of lasciviousness. And then, ang rape case is, imo siya gi-file sa MTC. May jurisdiction ba ang rape sa MTC? Di ba wara? Yeah, dapat lang siya sa RTC kay above 6 years ang case sa RTC. Sa RTC na case ng rape. And also, an acts of lasciviousness is, of course, gi-file nimo sa RTC. So, di ba wala jurisdiction ng RTC sa acts of lasciviousness? Kay tungod, ang acts of lasciviousness, is yaan na siya sa MTC. Kay tungod, below 6 years sa siya. And then, letter C, that the court trying the case has no jurisdiction over the persons of the accused. So, ang gilaw nga di, sa letter C, lack of jurisdiction over the persons of the accused. So, magkatagitan ng example, halimbawa, example sa case ni Laila de Lima. So, People of the Philippines versus Laila de Lima. So, si Laila de Lima, gikasuhan siya sa Regional Trial Court sa Muntinlupa in relations of beneficial functions being a public officer. So, dapat ang file sa iya is dili ngadto sa dapat i-file siya dili ngadto sa RTC kundi dapat i-file siya sa Sandigang Bayan. And also sa letter D, the officer who filed the information had no authority. So of course, waray bisan kin sa na tao ang pwede mo file ng case without proper authority. So dapat ang pwede na mo file nga na is ang prosecutor. So letter E, it does not conform substantially to the prescribed form. So the complaint or information is missing important legal details or format required by law. So like for example, it doesn't name the accused clearly or doesn't state that the date place of the crime. So wala nga to state nga to kung niya hitabo kanus mga ingana. So letter F, more than one offense is charged except when the law allows it. So the case accused the persons of 2 or more crimes in one charge which is not allowed. Like for example, charging someone with theft and physical injury, a single information. So dili dapat sa isa ka case damuin na offense and ma-charge. So dapat one case, one offense na dapat. So letter G, the criminal actions or liability has been extinguished. So ano sa ba ma-extinguish ang criminal liability? Of course, di ba pag mamatay na ang convict. And of course, there's an amnesty. So ngadto da mawa ang criminal liability ng isa ka tao or isa ka person na commit ng crime. So letter H, it contains a statement affirmance that if true would be a legal or justification. So that the facts stated in the complaint already show the accused didn't commit a crime. So like for example, the information itself shows the act was done in self-defense. So of course, gihimo dito niya kay tungod iya self-defense, like iya giprotektahan iya kaugalingon. So and the accused has been previously convicted, acquitted, or the case was dismissed without his consent. So there is a double jeopardy. The person can be tried again for the same offense. So like for example, the accused was already acquitted of the same crime earlier. So dili dapat kinahanglan na balik-balikan iya gihimo na crime. Like kuman iya kapatay siya, pagkasunod sa iya kapatay siya. So dili dapat pwedeng ana na iakuan siya. So ang tawag yon is double.
Good morning, ma'am. Today I will going to explain my topics about Rule 117. So here are my topics. The Section 4, amendments of complaint or information. If the motion to quash is based on an alleged defect of the complaint or information which can be cured by amendment, the court shall order the amendment be made, no? Which means ko say the motion to quash or meaning ng quash kay reject or void, no? It's based on alleged defect of the complaint or information which can cured by amendment. So here are the Section 4A. If the based on the ground that the fact charged do not constitute an offense, the prosecution shall be given by the court an opportunity to correct the defect by amendments. So meaning to say, the motion or the complaint or the information was void or reject because of the defect. The prosecution shall given by the court the opportunity to correct the defect of the complaint or information, so that the motion must lift up the amendments. So the motion shall be granted if the prosecution fails to make the amendments or complaint information still suffer from the same defect despite the amendments. If the prosecution still defect the amendments, the court shall given the prosecution the constitute of an offense, which he may be prosecute because the offense or the defect of the amendment. So that's all, ma'am.
Section 6. An order sustaining the motion to quash is not a bar to another prosecution for the same offense. So ikaw ang isa ka order ko na mag-sustain dun sa motion quash is hindi siya bar para dun sa for the same offense or sa na-commit na offense ng accused, unless dun sa dalawang ground sa section 3, which is that the criminal action or liability has been extinguished. So ang accused, ang iya liability, criminal liability is extinguished na or nawala na. Then ang isa is that the accused has been previously convicted or acquitted of the offense charged. The case against him was dismissed or otherwise terminated as expressed. So siya ang accused nga is convicted siya or na-acquit siya sa iya offense na gihimo, but itong offense na himo sa kanya or na charge sa iya which is na dismiss or na terminate without express niya without express or consent, kalit na lamang na nawala or tinanggal ng court.
Section 7, former conviction or acquittal, double jeopardy. when an accused has been convicted or acquitted, or the case against him dismissed or otherwise terminated without his express consent by a court of competent jurisdiction, upon a valid complaint or information, or other formal charge sufficient in form and substance that to sustain a conviction, and after the accused had pledged to the charge, the conviction or acquittal of the accused or shall be a bar to another prosecution for the offense charged, or any attempt to commit the same frustration thereof, or any offense which necessarily includes or is necessarily included in the offense charged in the former complaint or information. However, the conviction of the accused shall be a bar to another prosecution for an offense which necessarily includes the offense charged in the former complaint or information, under any of the following instances. Number 1. The aggravated offense developed due to supervening facts arising from the same act or omission constituting the former charge. Number 2. The facts constituting the aggravated charge become known or were discovered only after a plea was entered the former complainant or information. Is the section 7 former conviction or acquittal double jeopardy?
So, go di ma'am. My topic is Section 7, former conviction or acquittal double jeopardy. In Section 7, Paragraph C, the plea of guilty to the lesser offense was made without the consent of the prosecutor and offended party, except as provided in Section 10 of Rule 116. So, gilaw nga din na in Section 7, Paragraph C, if the accused admits guilt or proven guilty for the exact offense, so for example, murder, the accused may plead guilty or mag-request siya for the lesser offense. Now, for example, he plead guilty for a lesser offense, for example, murder. No, he request or plead guilty just for example, homicide. No, lesser offense, homicide instead na murder. Pero it will only apply if the offended party agree and the prosecutor. So ma-apply din ni sila if mo-agree ang isa ka ang offended party ug ang prosecutor. So pero may mga exception gyapon ini sa gilaong na Section 10 and Section 10 sa Rule 116. And in next paragraph is in any of the foregoing cases where the accused satisfies or serve in whole or in part of the judgment. So for example, ang isa ka accused is serve na siya ng sentence. For example, light crime is like lesser offense than lesser offense ang iya giserve. For example, homicide. So lang talang giserve na siya ng 3 months sa jail. So after ng may result ng appeal, so sa result ng appeal sa case sa kaso is i-approve siya na nakita sa mga bagong evidence, i-approve na i-commit murder. So ang ito niya serve na 3 months sa jail is ma-credit to county judge to siya. So ang dakan i-serve sa jail is 19 years and 9 months dakan ay mag-credit to siya. Sa next section sa Section 8, provisional dismissal, it says that a case shall not be provisionally dismissed except with the express consent of the accused and with the notice of the offended party. So pag lang ko na if may detainee, gitawag ang detainee na gi-invite ang isa ka taon for para sa i-prove kung amo ba siya ang commit ng crime, reintegration ba ganito, nakalimutan ko. So amo ito siya, pero kung wala pa mga evidence na makaprove, gidetain lang siya ang isa ka detainee, pwede siya mag-request na i-dismiss, pwede siya i-provisionally dismiss, temporary dismiss, ipaibaw ang itong gidetain o siyempre ipaibaw sa betong offended party kay wala pa sa mga evidence or makaprove na para mapadayon ang kaso. So i-dismiss na siya, provisionally dismiss. That's all ma'am, and thank you.
Section 8, Provisional Dismissal. The provisional dismissal offenses punishable by imprisonment not exceeding 6 years or fine of any amount or both shall become permanent 1 year after issuance of the order without the case having to revive. With respect to offenses punishable by imprisonment of more than 6 years, their provisional dismissal shall become permanent of 2 years after issuance of the order without the case having been revived.
9. Motion to quash. Failure to move to quash or to allege any ground therefore the failure of the accused to assert any ground of a motion to quash before he pleads to the complaint or information. either because he did not file a motion to quash or failed to allege the same in said motion, shall be deemed a waiver or any objection based on the grounds provided in paragraphs A, B, G, and I of Section 3 of this Rule 8. Failure to file a motion to quash may mean that an accused has not filed a motion. What will happen to the accused is to remain in jail and wait for the opportunity to file a motion to quash again.